Irish 101 Game Day is sponsored by the Notre Dame Football Heritage Project, mysportsheritage.com. Irish 101 is also sponsored by Irish Illustrated. Become a subscriber today on the web at irishillustrated.com. And by Indiana Dunes Tourism. For information, visit indianadunes.com. Last Saturday night at Notre Dame Stadium, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in double overtime knocked off then number 1 Clemson 47-40. But that was last week, and Coach Brian Kelly has constantly been saying there is a lot of football left to be played this season. This afternoon, the Irish are back on the road and will put their undefeated record on the line against Boston College, a team led by a familiar name and face in former Notre Dame quarterback Phil Jurkovec.
Yeah, Phil's in a different type of offense than the one we were asking him to be part of last year. So it's hard. We're not comparing it. Remember in high school, he was in a spread offense, truly a spread offense, catch and throw. He was in an RPO offense last year. He is in a play action, 6-man, 7-man protection offense this year. So it's really hard to compare where he is compared to where he was last year, because they are so dissimilar from an offensive perspective. What he's doing this year on film is he's making plays outside the realm of the offense, which he was very accustomed to doing in high school and when he was here as well. Outside the pocket, he's a great scrambler. He can throw on the run. He's got a strong arm, great size, and he's a tough kid. But I would say that, the offenses are so dissimilar, it's hard to really compare where that progression is. But the one constant is he can make plays outside the pocket.
With more on today's game with Boston College, here's Fighting Irish Previews, Phil Houck.
After a 6-7 campaign a year ago, BC fired Steve Adazio and brought in Ohio State defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Hafley has the Eagles this year at 5-3. Their losses have been to number 12 North Carolina, number 23 Virginia Tech, and 2 weeks ago in a close one to Clemson. Last week they outlasted Syracuse 16-13. The big story here, of course, is their transfer quarterback, Phil Jurkovec. Yep, that Phil Jurkovec, a highly regarded high school prospect out of Pittsburgh. Jurkovec struggled to find playing time at ND, and after 2 years, when Ian Book decided to come back for a 5th year, he moved on to BC. Jurkovec quickly has earned a starting job, and through 8 games, he's completing 62% of his passes, averages 260 yards per game passing, and has thrown 15 TDs and 4 interceptions. He also is an effective runner, but he has taken a lot of sacks. While Jurkovec has been really good at passing the ball, especially to his top receiver, Zay Flowers, who has caught 38 balls good for 600 yards and 6 TDs, the running game has struggled, 110th out of 117 nationally. BC's pro-style attack is 85th in the country in scoring and 91st in total offense. After a tough 2019 on the defensive side of the ball, the Eagles have improved to 38th in the nation in points allowed at 24.6 per game and in total defense at 373 yards. Key players include linebacker Max Richardson, who leads the team in tackles, and defensive end Maximilian Roberts, who is a disruptive player with 4.5 sacks. Junior cornerback Brandon Sebastian leads a deep and talented secondary. BC has forced a lot of turnovers, having picked off 7 passes and picked up 7 fumbles, and they have been very good at defending in the red zone. At 5-3, the Eagles cannot be ignored. They have a history of playing spoiler to the Irish and did take Clemson to the mat 2 weeks ago. Vegas favors the Irish by 13.5. Over-under is 49.5. TV coverage on ABC starts at 3:30 South Bend time. Fighting Irish preview pick, Notre Dame 37, Boston College 14. For Fighting Irish preview and Irish 101 game day, I'm Phil Hauk.
Mental preparation has been a key to Notre Dame's success this season in preparing for an opponent. Defensive lineman Ade Ogundeje says it helped the Irish get the win last weekend over Clemson.
You know, when I first got here, there wasn't a lot of work on the mental side of it. And, you know, it was all just kind of physical and going out there and playing football. But, you know, as the years went on, we made a priority to have mental performance training. And I think it helps us when we get into situations like we did last Saturday, you know, when it's overtime or when a lot of stuff is going, you know, wrong. We just got to have that mental capacity to go out there and play hard.
This afternoon in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, it's the second-ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame taking on the Eagles of Boston College. The kickoff at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For Phil Hauk of Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Len Clark of Irish 101. Thank you for watching, and go Irish!